Okay, so what is Integromat? What is all this? So before I go into explaining what all this is, this whole diagram, as a business owner or running a business, there's different stages you're going to go through with your leads, prospects, customers, etc. So they're going to go through some sort of pipeline. So there'll be potential jobs, you've got won jobs and done jobs. And to manage all those processes, you may have set up, you may have a website, perhaps WordPress. On your website, you'll have an inquiry form to capture the details of prospective jobs and clients. Perhaps you may have a booking calendar. You do consulting or something like that, so you may have Calendly. And to manage all your prospects and clients and jobs, hopefully you have a CRM or a database that's going to show all those details. Airtable is a great example of that. When it becomes a one job, you need to deliver. So if you have a service business, you need to deliver that. So there's processes in place for project management to deliver the paid request, the service request for your client. So that whole process involves many data inputs, but you can make it easier by using something like Integromat to process all those inputs automatically. So instead of going through, if you have a lead come in, instead of manually entering in your details, someone fills in a form on your website, you may get a response via email or something like that. Someone's filled in your form. You can process that in Integromat. If you're manually inputting that, get in touch and we can have a chat. But yeah, there's ways you can actually facilitate and make it so much easier for yourself. Again, like this, the calendar is another way. You may be inputting that manually. You might get a notice, a push notification on your phone, or again an email, and you need to write that down. Perhaps doing that manually right now, who knows? And the same goes for all these other things. So you're not always going to be firing on all cylinders as a human being, so it's always best to process those sort of things that are important but don't particularly need human touch. Again, humans will have margin of error. You would imagine that machines and whatnot can process things a lot quicker and more reliably in most cases. So bringing this up again, so let's look at this scenario here. So this is a form on the website. So someone will go to the website, fill in a form. In this case here, it's a Fluent Forms form. So what would happen is they fill in the form and all the details would be recorded in this module here, and then it's going to be processed up here. I'm not going to go into exactly what all this is doing, but it's actually identifying and isolating all imported data points that are being captured from the trigger module. So this is being sent via webhook. That's just a way data is transferring online. So another thing is, won't go into this. This is internal data storage in Integromat, but you may be familiar with this here. So this is Slack. So what's happening here is, as soon as somebody inputs their inquiry on the website, we'll go through these things. One of the first things that will happen is a Slack message will be sent out. So in this case here, it's pulling all these variables here. So it's always going to be dynamic message. So it's always good to know when you get an inquiry, whichever channel you choose. If you rely on email, that's fine. Slack is good. There's other ones, Telegram and all those sort of things. But what's happening next? So we've gone through potential job. So, we're just being notified here in Slack. So this potential job here, we're just being notified. We haven't won it yet, just an inquiry. But what happens next is we go down here. So this has happened. Filled in the form. Skip this one, it's not relevant in this case. Go down this one here, CRM or database. So what's happening here is it's processing. It's actually going through this route here and inputting all this data into a structured format into your CRM automatically. So it's finding the opportunity, things like that. It's creating the prospect, creating a job opportunity, so on and so forth. There's another one here. I've got another. It's another CRM here, which is Salesforce, and it records calls. So sometimes you may have a business where you would like to track calls when they occur. In this case here, this Salesforce does just that. It shows a timeline of who called when, if it was outbound or inbound. It does it automatically from your phone, which is great. That's why there is a database module here, and the power of Airtable is as such. You can really customize it and extrapolate figures and make valuable decisions from data. Whereas this one here, in this scenario, is just being used for communication, record keeping mostly, but it serves some similar purposes. So it finds the contact, creates it, finds the opportunity if there's none. If there's none, creates new ones, so on and so forth. Here's another CRM, just a backup really, called Coda. It's quite good. And this is the project management part. If that's how you run your business, you can do that on Airtable, that's fine. But we're up to this stage here. So this is Plutio. So what's happening here is going to assign and create tasks automatically in this case. So, and another one here is similar to this Salesforce here. Again, there is repetition in processes. This is just for demonstration purposes. Obviously, you'd only need potentially, one of each of these systems. Always great to have just the one. So always looking to reduce the amount of software we use. But that's the beauty of Integromat. By using something like Integromat, communicate to each other, automatically update all your others, so there's no double handling and you're not chasing your tail. So that's the beauty of Integromat. It actually, I think on their website, says the glue of the internet. So it's, as you can imagine, it's going to save you a lot of time, and say if you have inquiries come in, it's going to process these really quicker than a human can. So if you have, let's say, 10 inquiries a day, if you were to do all this manually, enter it all into your CRM manually, and then if your CRM doesn't do project management, enter in again your project management. So from your CRM to your project management software, it's going to be a lot of laborious work and reasons and opportunity to make errors. So that's the beauty of Integromat. I have other videos on more details, but happy to go into and create videos what you want to see. Let me know in the comments below. Hopefully that's been of assistance. Thanks, man.